What's up everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. Today's project is this Craftsman lawn vacuum, and the problem is that it doesn't seem to pick up leaves very well at all. Let's take a good look at it, find out what's wrong with it, and hopefully we can fix it. In this video, we try and repair this lawn vacuum. However, it may not be the exact repair that you need to make to yours. We'll explore other options later in the video. Now, before I get too far in this video, I'm going to give this vacuum a quick cleaning. The reason why I'm going to clean this thing is if I need to take the carburetor off the engine and inspect it, or take the engine apart, I want to try and keep dirt from getting into places it's not supposed to. So the problem is that it starts and runs, but it doesn't pick up leaves very well. The problem is very obvious when you're pushing it over the leaves, and unfortunately, the leaves haven't fallen yet, so I won't be able to test it on some real leaves. I have to be honest with you, I'm not really sure what the problem is because I've never had to deal with this before, but I do have at least one idea, and it has to do with basic maintenance. Another problem is that I didn't get the hose attachment with this unit, but there wasn't a problem with its performance, so that's not the issue. However, the other problem is I didn't get the bag with it. That doesn't sound like much of a problem until you realize there's a safety switch built into the latch. Without the bag, I won't be able to start it. That means I'll have to bypass the switch to do any real testing. The other problem I came across was when I checked the oil. There was plenty of oil in the engine, but the problem was it hasn't been changed in a long time, so we'll have to change it later on. Before I try and start this engine, I'll have to bypass the safety switch. The easiest way is to remove the ground wire under the bolt. I'll reinstall it later on when I'm done testing it. Now there's already fresh gas in the engine, so next I'll try to start it up and show you the problem. Now there seems to be quite a bit of air coming from the outlet. However, the grass near the inlet isn't moving all that much, so I want to check to make sure that the air filter isn't clogged with dirt or debris. And well, I guess that's not a problem because there is no air filter. I don't think it's been used this way because the filter base is clean of any dirt or debris. It might have been removed recently when they were trying to figure out what was wrong with this thing. The next thing I want to check is the spark plug and see if there's any problems with it. The only issue is from the outside of the plug, it looks to be a brand new plug. So yes, it is a brand new plug, and that definitely means someone's been trying to troubleshoot this problem before I got it. Now since I'm here, I'm going to use my compression tester and see how worn out the engine is. Now my gauge is a little bit off, but I'm looking for a number over 50 psi. For an engine that isn't worn out, I would expect something around 100 psi. After pulling the rope about 3 times, I was able to get a reading of about 45 psi, which is very low. This shows me that the engine is very worn out, and I think I can guess why. Remember how bad the engine oil looked before? If you never change your oil and just keep topping it off, the dirty oil will wear out your rings and the cylinder walls. The end result is reduced engine compression and power. Now, since there's a 15 or 20 pound metal blower fan bolted to the engine, there's always a load on the engine. And on my worn out mower, it has plenty of engine speed until I start to cut tall grass with it. Then the engine slows down dramatically. With this constant load on this engine, the engine is always running slower than normal. So the engine's already worn out and it doesn't get up to full speed and doesn't work very well. So what's the plan for this lawn vacuum? Well, I'm going to let it do what it was designed to do and try to pick up leaves with it, but I'm going to give it a good chance by changing the oil so it lasts longer, and I'm going to replace that missing air filter. The only thing I have to do is increase the engine speed, otherwise it won't pick up any leaves at all. Now, this will more than likely shorten the engine's lifespan, but it's already damaged anyway. So to increase the engine speed, I'm going to bend the throttle linkage to increase the spring tension on the governor arm. The best part is that this engine has throttle control, so that means you can adjust the engine speed. You don't have to over rev the engine if you don't want to. So when you use the hose attachment, you can run it at its normal speed, which is kind of slow. And then when you need to walk the yard with it, you can then turn it up and actually pick up some leaves. Another reason why this vacuum isn't picking up leaves very well is that the blower fan is somehow damaged from rocks or other things it shouldn't be picking up. Inspect the fan for damage and replace it if necessary. Now, if you wanted to replace this engine instead, just make sure that the replacement engine has the same size shaft as the original one. So do you think I did the right thing in trying to make up for its performance by over-revving the engine? Or do you think I made a mistake? Should I have just replaced the engine anyway? Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time here. Please feel free to ask any questions, and I hope to see you in my next video.